Welcome back, dreamers, shifters, my friends, my fellow light guardians, comrades in this beautiful shifting consciousness. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining. This is Brendan, aka Skull Babylon, aka Mystic Spider-Man, welcoming you to another very exciting, inspirational, community connecting live broadcast that we do here through ParadigmShiftCentral.com, a real-world interactive game to be able to help assist with the shift in consciousness. So if you guys are here tuned in live in the YouTube, please feel free to drop those 1111s. Make sure that you guys can hear me okay. I'm already seeing the 1111s. That's awesome. You guys know the routine here. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here as always. And we got people tuned in on YouTube. We got people tuned in on Facebook. And yeah, excited to be here with you once again. So for tonight's broadcast, for those of you who have seen the title for tonight's guided meditation that we'll be doing, our guided global meditation that we do every week here at Sundays on 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tonight's theme is going to be about chakra energy balancing. And so I'll give you guys a little bit of an introduction in terms of what to be able to expect from this broadcast and what to expect from this practice, from this meditation. And we'll get into the actual meditation within the next few moments as per routine for those of you tuned in, again, either live or in the future. Just inviting you to be able to share the broadcast with your friends, post it to your social media pages. If you're on Instagram, a really cool thing that you can do is even just either reshare my posts to your stories on Instagram, invite people to click the link in my bio, or you could even like make a live Facebook story of me talking right now, which may not be the actual meditation, but nonetheless, it gets the point across. And so as we do this, again, just inviting you to share, inviting you to begin to get comfortable for the meditation. So that means finding a place where you're going to be able to sit nice and comfortably, getting some water. If you have some tea already, that's perfect. If you still want to get some tea, you got another couple extra minutes. That's totally cool. That way, so it's like nice and ready for you afterwards. And again, get some pillows that you might want to be able to put on your lap. Get your light guardian crystals if you got your light guardian crystals on you. This is a Lemurian light guardian crystal. This one here, high tier. So sweet. So again, for those of you who may be entirely new, welcome. What it is that we're doing here, this is part of our weekly digital sacred space that we create as a team through the Paradigm Shift Central project, which I said is about building a global team of shifters. It's about creating physical paradigm shift communities where people are, encouraging them to be the change that they wish to see. It's about connecting online, offline, inline with ourselves. It's about helping people level up within this game. The game that we are playing is the game of helping shift consciousness. And so part of the ways that we do this by connecting as a community, when we come here, we do these experiences, we literally level up. And we do this by integrating, by healing, by expanding our perception. And again, one of the most important ways is simply through the ceremony of connecting as community, which is something incredibly beautiful. And again, something I'm super honored to be able to help facilitate. So before we get into this, just quick reminders that our regular broadcasts that we do are Thursdays and Sundays. The next Thursday that we got coming up as part of our team roundtable is going to be on the topic of, it's a Destiny School class. It's going to be on the topic of AI and future technologies. So stay tuned for that one. That's Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you're subscribed to youtube.com/SkullBabylon. And if you're watching this live, guys, go ahead, smash that like button right now before we get into the meditation. Other thing I'll just remind you guys is that, of course, the team Patreon is a huge way that helps make these broadcasts possible. If you enjoy the value that we are creating through these productions, through the energy that we are putting into these broadcasts, consider signing up as a monthly micro supporter with a donation of just $3 to $10. And when you do that, you get your Light Guardian Crystal, of course, as part of your Shifter Booster Kit, which of course come with the shift buttons, which are the consciousness shifting tools that have the Paradigm Shift Central website on the rim. So you wear these, you share these, you use these as game quest items to be able to help accelerate the shift in consciousness, to hack the matrix with love, to give to your friends, to give to strangers, and to literally you give them to someone and it can direct them right into this broadcast next week. Amazing as that. And of course it comes with the free hug signs. So check that out at patreon.com/Brendan Culton. And thank you again, everyone, for adding their support to that. And so again, with the value that we're putting into this, I really want you guys to be able to feel, to get this in your mind already as we get into this, that by the time you're done this meditation, and even any of the past meditations, I want you to feel as if you would have been like, wow, like I feel like I would have paid like $500 for that, or I feel like I would have paid like $1,000 for that or something, right? So that's the benefit of what we were able to do as a community when we are able to create things and put them out there in a way that's accessible for everyone. Because regardless of financial contributions, this is something that we want people to be able to experience. We want people to be able to be a part of. So thank you again to the Team Patreon supporters for adding support. We are currently at about 160 active donators with about 905 active current earning monthly. And again, the donations go through at the end of the month. So if you want to sign up before the end of November, that is a super huge bonus. And of course, you can check out other stuff at questitemshop.com. Links are in the bottom below. Other thing I just want to mention real quick before I get into explaining a bit about what this meditation will be. The music within these broadcasts, first of all, I just want to give a huge shout out to our friend who does the intro music for the broadcast. A lot of you have already heard this music plenty of times. This is by our friend Gabe Solomon, and the link for his stuff is in the info for the YouTube. It's I believe it's gabesolomon.com or .org or something, but be sure to check that out. Huge shout out to him. He's a good friend of ours. And the other music that we are going to be using in this broadcast is something very exciting that I want to be able to share with you guys, is by our good friends at Power Thought Meditation Club. That's a YouTube channel, and their audio track that we're using for this is a 528 hertz. It's a whole body regeneration. Again, you'll find the link in the YouTube. The cool thing, and I'm just letting you guys know this, the creator of that channel, me and him have been connected for well over a year now, longer than that. And we've always talked about being able to collaborate. So moving into the future, you can expect to see some collaborations between myself and them. And the big kicker is that their YouTube channel, they have several. One of their YouTube channels, the Power Thought Meditation Club, has over 1 million subscribers. I think it's like 1.5 million subscribers. So that's like a really cool way, because I'll be able to provide them with pre-recorded, using my voice to give them pre-recorded meditation tracks, and that will be able to help be shared with a lot more people. So guys, go check out the link in the bio for them, Power Thought Meditation Club. Huge shout out to them for helping co-create this by contributing their music for me to be able to play with and for us to be able to share during this broadcast. So yeah, again, that's huge. Like I think that's pretty exciting, right? The idea of like our voice getting, like, not just my voice, our voice as a community getting out there to more people. So, and that'll link people back to the project as well. So we're getting lots of love in the comments here. And again, thank you everyone. It's great to see everybody here and active, and again, taking part in this ceremony. I know a lot of you, this is part of like your weekly routine, and that's an awesome thing. You know, having this as something you can return to. It's a very powerful idea. So with enough of babbling at the beginning of the show, thank you for your patience. What we want to be able to do for the context that we are creating for this broadcast. Every time that we do this, you know, it's going to be a little bit different. Every time that we do these broadcasts, there's some sort of context or theme or story that we are creating. And again, I really encourage you to go back and listen to the past meditations if you haven't yet. They're all on my YouTube, also Paradigm Shift Radio on iTunes. You can find them there, and live.paradigmshiftcentral.com. And so for this particular theme, we're working with the idea of chakras. And so before we even move into like the even more complex and dynamic meditations that will be coming down the road, where we'll like literally be making contact with like, you know, higher dimensional beings and stuff like that. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see, right? Stay tuned. What we're going to be doing is focusing on some of the basics, focusing on the energetic body, focusing on like what creates who we are. And so the chakras, again, you know, just to be able to explain to you, let's assume that there are people tuned into this who aren't too familiar with chakras. I'm sure we've all heard them. Even people who may not be familiar with them now in today's day and age, they've probably heard them, even if it was just like almost from like a satirical perspective. The chakras, if I were to explain this to someone who didn't know anything about them yet, the chakras, the term chakra can be thought of as like spinning disc or vortex or spinning wheel. And so basically we have our physical body, but then we have the energetic layers of our body, which are still a part of our body. Like our body is not, it doesn't begin and end where the physical matter is. And a lot of you are beginning to understand this. You know, we have different layers to it, different densities of it. We have our spirit, we have our astral body, we have our physical body. And then there's like the energetic principles, which the chakras play an essential part in. And so the best way I can kind of explain this is that if you think of the body almost as if it's like, I've talked about this before, as like a form of like advanced spiritual technology, or even like a vehicle, a literal vehicle, or like a factory or something like that, right? You can understand that different parts of the vehicle serve different purposes. And it's not just like it's one thing. It is one thing, but it's one thing comprised of many different moving parts. And so the chakras are these spinning discs which play essential roles within our personality, within how we perceive the world, within how we feel the world, and with how we understand ourselves, and with how we connect to this experience, how we connect to the universe. And so through understanding this, there's also another idea, which I'll just mention real quick. The chakras can be, from my understanding, and this isn't really even like something I've like read a lot about, but this is more of like an intuitive thing. I understand how the chakras are even energy portals beyond space and time, beyond our perception of normal space and time, linear space and time. What is normal space and time, right? I think normal space and time is non-linear to begin with. But when we can understand this, one of the ideas that I find fascinating is when we become more in tune with our chakras, we can become more in tune with the intuition related to the chakras. We can be able to understand a little bit more about like how to have the foresight of our own actions, of what to be able to do that's coming towards us. It just helps us integrate a more fuller understanding of this reality that allows us to surf it, that allows us to hack it, that allows us to navigate it. And so again, that's the context. As we become more aware of our energetic body, of our chakras, the intention is to be able to understand what work can be done on them. Because the fact is that chakras are, by nature, something that will sway like a pendulum. They will either open or close, kind of thing. And so in that sense, what we are doing is we are trying to bring our chakras into balance. We are trying to bring our chakras into a place of harmonic convergence in that sense. And so we'll explain through the chakras as we go through them. Of course, like the chakras, just listing them off. You got your root, that's like the base of the spine, your sacral, which is the lower abdomen, solar plexus, which is the navel, heart, which is the heart, and throat chakra, which is throat, third eye chakra, and crown chakra, which is third eye, which is brow, and crown chakra, which is the head. So again, and there's more than that. There's more than that. So people talk about how like beyond the seventh chakra, there's more than that. And each chakra is resonates with a color, resonates with a frequency, resonates with a tune, a sound, a vibration. And so when you really begin to understand how everything in this reality is harmonics, and you can understand how we ourselves are musical instruments playing in this one verse, this universe, it's a really beautiful thing. And so understanding what our chakras are helps us understand more about our nature. It helps us understand more about our behavior. And so, as I'm just getting a drink of water here, what you'll be able to expect from this meditation, excuse me, what we will be able to expect from this meditation, excuse me again, is what we're going to do. We're going to start off getting relaxed, connect to our breath, do a brief body scan. I'm encouraging you guys to sit upright for this meditation because ideally I don't want you to fall asleep. Again, some of the meditations we do, you guys will fall asleep. It's okay. For this one, I want you to be attentive. Basically, this one's going to be pretty simple. There's not going to be like simple yet still dynamic. What we are going to do is once we have scanned through the body, we've relaxed, connected with our breath, we'll do a small microcosmic orbit energy exercise, which is something we've done before, which is again kind of becoming familiar with the energy cycle of like the energy moving up from the root over the crown, down past the heart, back and around. This is an actual energy cycle that exists within our body. And then from there, what we're going to do is we're going to imagine ourselves on like a massage table inside of a room that is like a Zen room, that is like a room that is very special for us. In a sense, you can almost think of this as like maybe like a side room within your sacred temple. For those of you who are tuned in to the 1111 broadcast, you know what I'm talking about. This is like a personal temple for you, an actual place within your imagination. And so what you're going to do is you're going to imagine yourself lying on like a massage table or a bed or a table. And then what we're going to do is we are actually going to kind of move ourselves into two positions where we are actually going to be basically like doing energy work on our own body as we stand next to our body. So you can kind of imagine this, right? You're going to be imagining yourself like laying on a table in front of you, and you're still going to be you. You can think of it as like your higher self kind of thing. And you're going to be kind of moving through each chakra. And as we do this, we're going to be focusing on what each chakra represents. We're going to be focusing on our own relationship to the chakra. We're going to be focusing on how to bring balance to each of the chakras and what is required. And we're going to be focusing on listening. So there's going to be some like very private, intimate, personal time where you guys will just be, it won't be me talking, it will just be you listening, and you'll be just there with your chakra, and you'll be having like a conversation with it in a sense. Really crazy, right? But really powerful. And then from there, that will basically be it. We'll literally go through it in order. We'll go through from root to crown, and then we'll kind of like end with just kind of like full body realization, and then we'll bring it back. And that's really much it. But again, within that, there's a lot of value. There's a lot to be able to explore. There's a lot to be able to work on. So as we set this up, one of the things that I'll just express to you, and again, at this point, begin getting yourselves ready because we're going to move into this in the next minute. And thank you guys again for being here. First of all, remember, this is just practice. All of these meditations that we do is just practice. Again, I talk about this in previous broadcasts, how, like, as this is pretty much me adapting kind of like my role as like a team captain for a hockey team. And so this is like us like running a hockey drill. This is us practicing for the game. And what's the game? The game is when we leave the door, right? When we're like out there in the real world and we're having our everyday interactions and stuff like that. And we're looking ourselves in the mirror when we wake up, right? So this is just practice. So release any expectations. Thank you for showing up. That's all you have to do. Just being present. That's all you have to do. Holding space for each other. Just reading some of the comments. All we have to do. And so one of the big things related to what I feel, and this is really personal. This is something that I'm kind of bringing into the perception of the chakras. I feel that, in today's day and age, a big thing that's happening is that a lot of people's chakras are unbalanced. Meaning they are like too far into one thing. And again, I'll kind of go through this. I'll explain these as we get into the meditation. So you'll be educated as we do this broadcast. If you're just like, I'm not too familiar with all the chakras, don't worry, we'll kind of talk through it together. But for example, if your root chakra is like too unbalanced, it is like too open, so to speak, then that can result in a lot of insecurity or fear or uneasiness, feeling disconnected in a sense. Or even if it's too close, it will feel like it's kind of like disconnected. And so what we want to be able to do by bringing balance to things, understanding that the chakras will never be stationary. They will always kind of be breathing. They will always kind of be opening and closing. But it's being aware of that breath process and being aware of it consciously and being able to observe it when it's happening, understanding that it's a natural part of the process. The key that I think to healing, and not even just healing, like I understand, like when I use the term healing for me means balance. It means like that like balanced state. Harmony would be the thing, not even just so much healing, because healing implies like this process of like, oh, something's wrong sort of thing. To me, the way to get to harmony is by being able to release the shame. Shame is such a huge thing that screws with our minds and screws with our perception of ourselves. And it's like this big thing that's kind of been put onto us by society. And so what we're going to be really focusing on is really using this practice to connect with our chakras, to connect with both our past, our present, and our future in every single moment with our chakra. And we're going to focus on releasing shame. So just sit with that. Just sit with that idea. Even just in your mind right now, you're like, okay, like, am I carrying shame? Do I feel shame? Sort of thing. So we'll kind of work our way through that, this idea of like, oh, I'm not good enough, or I'm doing this wrong, or, I'm screwing, like, I'm not living this human existence right. It's like, are you kidding me? Like, you're here, you're living it. That's part of the journey. And so the right way to do it is with the intention to be able to bring about harmony. And even if you're not doing that, that just means that you haven't been brought into the awareness that harmony is a path for you. And so shame helps bring clarity. Shame helps bring releasing of shame helps bring clarity. Releasing of shame helps bring harmony. So we'll sit with that as we kind of move through this. So let me just double check here. Yeah. Okay. So again, I'm ready to go through this. Again, a lot of this is like going to be very intuitive for me. I'm going to be in a gamma state as we're going through this. Haven't done a meditation quite like this before, but I'd like to be able to think of myself as doing this as practice, and then down the road we'll do other types of chakra meditations. So thank you for allowing me to play in this game with us together. So this is all just practice. All right. Oh, just reading some of the comments and stuff like that. So I'm glad you guys are here. I know for a lot of you, this is a very real thing, just to be able to connect with community and, you know, really honoring that. That's a very beautiful thing. I know for a lot of people, they might feel that they're very isolated on this journey. So really just giving a lot of love to you guys for holding space together as a community. You have no idea what this means to some people. Very, very powerful. So awesome, guys. We got about 40 people tuned in live across Facebook and across YouTube. And with that said, let's move into this. So thank you again for allowing me to give you the pre-introduction type instructions. It's important, right? It's important to be able to do that. The context is important. So out of this meditation, the intention, I mean, no expectations, quote unquote, but the intention for this is for you to develop a more intimate understanding with your own chakra system, and to be able to develop a more intimate understanding of who you are and what you can do to be able to create more harmony within your life, from the perception of no shame, and really just focusing on moving forward. So awesome stuff. All right, guys, let's get nice and comfortable. Allow me to just drink some water here. Okay. All right. A reminder, if for those of you who do have your light guardian crystals, if you want to keep them nearby, if you want to hold them in your hand while you're doing this broadcast, while you're doing this meditation, please feel free. It's totally cool. Or even if you have like another talisman that you want to be able to take to tab with you, please feel free. Oh, and thanks, Summer. A reminder for those of you who, after this meditation, if this is your first time here and you're just like, wow, I love this community, I love this vibe, I love what these people are about, you know, supporting each other on our path of self-mastery and helping shift the world, and not even just online, but offline too. Be sure to connect with our team Discord chat. The link for that is in the YouTube info, tinyurl.com/paradigm-shift-chat. And after this broadcast, we'll be hanging out there. We connect, we hang out, we do voice chats, text chat. It's an ongoing place for us to be able to support each other. So every time we do this broadcast, you can understand that this project, this community, this is very much like a kingdom. We're creating a kingdom. This is like a digital kingdom, and people are entering into it, and they're finding their place, and they're meeting other people within the villages, and there's like different places within this kingdom. And then like on routine, we come and we like gather in the center point, the nexus, the central hub, the central paradigm shift central, and we have these ceremonies together. We have these experiences together. So welcome aboard. This is a kingdom / flying metaphysical spaceship. That's also a kingdom. So all right, that's all we got babble on about for now. Let's get right into this. Geez, every time I do the intros, it's always just like a half hour of intro. But again, it's context. It will make the meditation better. So, all right. So with that said, I'm going to switch things over here to the paradigm shift sigil in the animation, so you guys can see that. That's not totally relative to this broadcast, but again, that sigil relates to the context of what the community is about, bringing people together. It's about being able to be portals for the shift in consciousness. You can associate this sigil as being something that is on your chest, on your heart. Again, it won't be a primary focus within this meditation, but at the same time, please feel free to incorporate it as you will. Again, you can kind of move that. You can even like overlay that with the chakras as you're working on them. Oh, and another thing, I'll just kind of say this real quick, because I forgot to say this. For those of you who do have the light guardian crystals, when we're in the meditation, we're imagining ourselves like over top of our body. Feel free to use your visualization of a light guardian crystal, even if you don't have one, as like a magic wand to be able to like move energy. So you can kind of like move things in a counterclockwise way, or I've been told ideally it's counterclockwise way to kind of like remove energy, whereas clockwise would be like screwing it in, and counterclockwise would be kind of like removing and pulling out energy. Do what feels intuitive for you. But again, you can use these as kind of like actual energetic directional tools and stuff like that within the visualization of your imagination, but also within actual practices and energy work. So, all right, okay, switching over to the sigil again. Okay, awesome. All right, guys, girls, everyone, people, we are more than just guys and girls. So aliens tuned in. Thank you, everyone. Shifters. All right. So with that said, inviting everyone to get nice and comfortable, find a place where you're going to be able to relax. Again, encouraging you to get into a place where you'll be able to move into stillness, meaning that you should find a place where you aren't just going to fall asleep. Don't lie down for this one, ideally. If you still want to, that's okay. Ideally, you want to be able to keep your attention in check as we move through this meditation. And as we move through this, we'll really be focusing on our visualization as well, but really focusing on the feeling for this one. It's going to be a lot of feeling oriented with this one. And so each of you, this will be a unique meditation for you in your own way. So just really honoring that. So awesome. So again, find a nice, comfortable place to sit, get a pillow, put it across your lap if you need to, and get your hands in a nice, comfortable position. And thank you again, everyone, for being here. Thank you again, everyone, for taking a part in this experience. And inviting you to jump off of the YouTube chat if you are still on it. That should be silent for most of this meditation. And with that said, thank you, and we shall begin. So again, thank you everyone for showing up for this practice. Thank you everyone for showing up for this ceremony. As we do the work on ourselves, we are also collectively doing the work on the earth, on the community, on all of us. So by healing ourselves, by bringing ourselves into harmony, this is very important work that is in itself developing our connection with the earth, with the bigger story, with the universe that we always are. Thank you. So I'm gently inviting you to close your eyes if you haven't already yet. Excuse me. Straighten up your spine just a little bit. Find a nice, comfortable place for your hands. And together we'll begin by connecting with the breath. Gentle inhales through the nose. Gentle exhales through the nose or the mouth. Again, gentle inhales through the nose. Gentle exhales through the nose or the mouth. Allowing the natural rhythms of the breath to unfold. Feeling yourself moving into theta state, becoming nice and relaxed. Feeling the inhale meet the exhale. The exhale meet the inhale. Like the current, like the water slowly rising up on the shore. With each breath, you allow yourself to become more relaxed. You allow yourself to be present in this moment. Excuse me in advance if I'm coughing during this at any time. So as we continue to breathe here, let us just bring awareness to the space in between the breath. Gentle inhales. Then hold it there for just a couple seconds. And gentle exhales. Again, gentle inhales. Hold it there for a couple seconds. Gentle exhales. As we breathe through this process, this is us calibrating ourselves as we use the natural technology of our body to move ourselves into this space so that we can see, so that we can feel, and so that we can connect with the rich information already inside of us. And so as we move through this, let us begin by gently scanning our body. And again, doing this is calibrating as we move ourselves into theta. So what we'll do is we'll gently move through our awareness of each part of our body. We do this every time we do a meditation. And as you do this, using a visualization of a warm white light filling that part of the body until eventually the entire body is filled with an awareness of white light, of warm energy. And so bringing your awareness to your feet, to your shins, and to your knees, with the intention of allowing your feet, your shins, and your knees to gently relax. Good. Bringing awareness up to your thighs, your hips, your groin, and allowing your thighs, your hips, and your groin to gently relax. Moving this energy like a liquid light up to your torso, your lower back. Allow your torso and your lower back to gently relax. Continuing to move the awareness up to your chest, to your back, your shoulders. As you breathe, allowing your chest, your back, and your shoulders to relax. Bringing awareness to your biceps, your elbows, your forearms, your hands, moving this warm energy, allowing your biceps, your elbows, your forearms, and your hands to gently relax. Perfect. Continuing to move this energy up to our throat, to the back of our neck, to our jaw, to our tongue, releasing the tongue from the top of the mouth if you choose. Allowing the throat, the back of the neck, the jaw, and the tongue to gently relax. Feeling the body overall becoming more relaxed. Continuing, we move this awareness up to our cheeks, to our nose, to our eyes, our eyelids, our eyebrows. Allowing our cheeks, our nose, our eyes, our eyelids, and our eyebrows to gently relax. Perfect. And lastly, moving our awareness to our ears, to our back of our head, to our forehead, to the top of our head. And again, allowing our ears, the back of our head, our forehead, and the top of our head to gently relax. And as we do this, visualizing the body, just feeling it in this space, in your breath, feeling this relaxation, imagining the body being filled with this awareness of white light. Perfect. Then from here, we'll just gently connect with an awareness of the microcosmic orbits. And as we move through the meditation, what we'll be doing is we'll be making mini microcosmic orbits around each chakra. So what this means is that you'll almost be visualizing a little loop of energy, a little circle of energy around each chakra whenever we are working on them. So to begin this awareness, very gently, what we will do is we will imagine energy moving up from our root, the base of our spine, And with a gentle inhale, drawing that energy up the back of our spine, up the back of our neck, around the back of our head, and on the exhale, as it passes the crown, feeling it move down past our third eye, past our lips, past our heart, past our sacral, our solar, and back down to the root. And again, as you breathe here, even gently flexing the perineal. This is the muscle, again, that you would use if you're stopping yourself from urinating, is the best way I can identify it for you. And as you breathe and you pull the energy up, you can gently practice flexing this muscle while focusing on the visualization as you draw the awareness of this energy up through the spine, back around the head, across the crown. Exhale, release down past the third eye, past the lips, past the heart, past the solar, the sacral, and down into the root again. And so continue to just allow yourself to connect with the awareness of this microcosmic orbit, which again is there all the time. And when we become aware with it, we allow ourselves to become more in tune with the subtle energies of the body. We allow the conversation to be more attentive. So continuing to breathe, feeling that energy moving up. And exhale, moving back down. And as it moves down past your third eye, you can almost imagine it like gentle rolling water. So you can imagine this energy rising up, and then on the exhale, feeling this like slight water gently just moving down past your lips, past your heart, and again, all the way back down to your root. Very gentle with this. Do not flex overly hard. Just be very gentle with this. This is an intuitive practice. Perfect. So as we prepare ourselves to move further into this meditation, what I would like you to do is to begin bringing yourself into the context of imagining yourself gently lying on a massage table somewhere where you can allow your body to be able to be relaxed. And imagine yourself in a room that is incredibly comfortable, incredibly supportive. So this room may have colors that may even reflect the chakras as we move through them. And it is a very calming space. Maybe there are candles around the walls. The lights are nice and dim. And as you imagine yourself lying on this table in the center of this room, this massage table, whatever table you want to think of it as, allow yourself to expand your perception into a higher aspect of yourself, a parallel aspect of yourself. And now imagine yourself walking into this room as another part of you, as a whole part of you. And you are now standing next to yourself lying on this massage table. And so at this point, gently just connect with yourself in this space. Connect with this feeling of being able to observe yourself as yourself, while at the same time almost stepping into the role of seeing yourself as your higher self, from the perspective of your higher self. Within the context of this story, you are now in a place where within your heart, you can see more of the bigger story. You can see your past. You can see the possibilities of your future. And so in this moment, as you are now in the awareness of the you standing next to your body, the representation of your body on this table, imagining yourself connecting with your breath, you are now purely, well, simultaneously both, but you are more so the you standing over yourself on the table. And so look at yourself on the table, and as you breathe, bring yourself into the perception of deep love. See yourself showing up in service for yourself in this moment. Walk around the table and look at yourself intimately. Bless yourself in your mind. And as we move through this practice, before we begin working with the chakras, I gently want you to imagine, for those of you, if you wish to, imagine yourself holding the light guardian crystal in your hand and gently drawing a white light around your body. And so you can even imagine yourself holding like a white piece of chalk, a light piece of chalk. And as you do this, you're creating a field of light that creates the context of safety and security for this practice. And so you draw this white light around your body as you walk around the table for the purpose of ceremony and for the purpose of intention. And so this field protects. This is like a cocoon in a sense. It's like a white egg. And it allows you to be reminded of the fact that you are safe and that you are protected and that you are loved throughout this practice. And now do the same thing to the you that is standing and just gently draw a white light around yourself as well. And so know that through this practice, as much as you wish to, that you are here while also being supported by your guides, by your ancestors. It is just through your imagination, you and yourself in the room, yet within the context of how you choose to create this meditation. In the back of your mind, in the back of your heart, be reminded that even here in this room, you are still seen and supported by your guides and by your ancestors. Perfect. So take another look at yourself on the table. See yourself as the you who you are now within this waking state. Look at yourself through the eyes of love. Look at yourself through the eyes of compassion. And move into the intention that through this ceremony, you're helping bring yourself into more harmony, more understanding, more clarity, more inspiration. And so we will begin focusing on each of the chakras, starting with the root and moving up to the crown. Realistically, even though we are doing these in a linear sequential order for the purpose of this meditation, you can almost imagine it being in whatever order feels best for you. So outside of this space and time, it is almost as if we are working on all of them simultaneously, for neither of them is more important, and each of them hold a significance. And so gently walk yourself to the place on the table where you can stand next to your hips, and gently before you even bring your hands over top of your root, gently just imagine yourself rubbing your hands as you just generate a bit of energy between them within your imagination. And feel a warmth between your hands. This is allowing the conductivity to be more present so that you can feel the energy in this moment. And when you are ready, gently place your hands over top of your root chakra area. So again, the root chakra area would be the area related to the base of the spine, the reproductive organs. Within our physical body, it is associated with the adrenal glands, the spine, our blood. And as you hold your hands over top of the root chakra, you can gently imagine the colors of the room slowly shifting to that of a red. And you can feel the vibration of the red moving through the space. And so as you have your hands either gently floating above the space for your root chakra, or even having your hands physically on your body, you can feel yourself connecting with the root chakra, knowing that just by having your hands there, through the same concept as Reiki, you are helping bring more love and more energetic awareness into this space. You are helping create harmony literally without even having to think anything in particular, just by being present, by allowing the universal energy to move through you as a conduit. And so with your hands on the root chakra, let us become reminded of what the purpose of the root chakra is. Within the Sanskrit, the root chakra is also known as Muladhara, though I probably don't pronounce that too properly nonetheless. The root chakra is in many ways something that we associate with foundation, with connection, with security. It is something that we associate with the deep agreement that we have made to be here within this physical dimension. And so sit here with this root chakra. Allow yourself to listen to it. And allow yourself to understand the dynamics of it, the many things it can feel. When the root chakra is overly active, sometimes we can feel things such as fearfulness, nervousness, insecurity, ungroundedness. It may put us in a place where we are constantly seeking the material as a way to satisfy ourselves. It can result in us feeling greedy, feeling the need to take and to have. When the root chakra is overactive, sometimes we can be resistant to change because we are scared of uncertainty. And so in this moment, allow yourself to release any shame for any of the times that you have ever felt any of those feelings. All the times that you have felt fearful, all the times that you have felt nervous, all of the times that you have felt insecure. Send love to those moments in your past. Send love to those moments as a young child even. And allow yourself to be reminded that it's okay, that there is no shame, that all shame is released on any of the times where you felt fearful, where you felt nervous, where you felt insecure, when you felt even underappreciated. And so allow yourself to connect with that part. And as you do this, we also bring awareness to the other sensations that can come from the root chakra when it is even underactive. When it is underactive, there is a sense of not being at home, a sense of not feeling secure anywhere, a sense of not belonging. When it is underactive, meaning when it is tight, when it is closed, when it is resistant to the natural purpose of it, we can feel at times codependent. We can feel at times unable to get into our body. We can feel ourselves being fearful of abandonment. And so in this space, allow yourself to release any shame that you have ever thought of related to the times where you have felt that, where you have felt codependent, where you have felt yourself feeling like you didn't know where you belonged, where you have felt yourself feeling the fear of abandonment. And really honor the fact that your soul came here to experience both spectrums of the chakra. It did not come here just to experience harmony. It came here to experience both sides of the spectrum so that it may learn how to dance, how to reach harmony. And so as we bring our focus to what does a balanced root chakra feel like, this is the important part. This is the part that we give ourselves permission to move into. The balanced root chakra, the energy that we receive and connect with through that part of our body, is one that feels secure, one that feels trusting, one that feels confident, one that feels grateful. When the root chakra is balanced, we feel ourselves willing to go with the flow. It allows us to feel a deeper connection to the world around us and to our place here within it. It allows us to feel at home wherever we go, within the agreement that we have made to be here within this physical body, within the gift that we have been given, that we have openly accepted and received to be a part of this experience here on earth. And so with your hands over your root chakra, you can even imagine, if you haven't already yet, the swirling energy of your root chakra. As you stand over top of your body, you can see this vortex of energy, and you bring your love to it. You gently move the energy in a way that feels right for you. You release any shame, and you bring yourself into the awareness and to the deep remembrance of your gratitude, of your trust, knowing that the universe is unfolding for your highest good, of your security, knowing that you are right where you need to be in order to get to where you are going, of your gratitude for the community and for the gifts that you have been given, for this story that you are still weaving, for the connection that you share, and for your willingness to go with the flow, with this deeper knowing. And so for the next few moments, as we move through this, we'll do the same with each chakra. I invite you to spend the next few moments in your own conversation with your chakra, with those parts of yourself, that make up the entirety of our bigger identity. And so have a conversation with the parts of yourself that at times have felt nervous and lost and insecure and ungrounded and materialistic. Release the shame. Bring love into the picture, into the story, and invite yourself to move into the balanced state, the state of security, of trust, of confidence. And I invite you to use a mantra that we will use through the other chakras as well, where you may say, "May I be ... So you will say, "May I be confident. May I be trusting. May I be secure." While understanding that the particularness of using "may I" also integrates the phrase "I am." The same letters are in there. If anything is why am, the why of why you are, if you can wrap your head around that. The purpose, not just for being I am, the purpose of may I be trusting so that I can trust others. May I be confident so that I can create beautiful things. May I feel secure so that I can grow from beautiful foundations. May I be willing to go with the flow so that I may receive the beautiful gifts the universe has ready for me. So allow yourself to extrapolate on this mantra and move yourself into a conversation with yourself. Again, even as you are doing this, as much as you are visualizing yourself standing next to your body with your hands on your root chakra, allow your imagination to go where it needs to. It is flexible. You will return back to the context of you standing next to the body. You can almost literally imagine yourself going into the chakra. And as you do this, you move through space and time. You move into your past. You heal, you bring harmony to your past by releasing shame. And you also see the visions of the future. You see the potential of the future, of what your life looks like by bringing the root chakra into harmony. So with this said, I invite you to have this conversation with your root chakra. Allow yourself to speak to it. Allow yourself to listen to it. Let it tell you what it needs. Let you offer it the love that you have, the reminders, the beliefs that you can give to it. You are enough. You are whole. You are love and loved. So continue here in this intimate conversation with your chakra, with that part of yourself, as a perspective from your higher self, and be in this space for the next few moments. And from there, I will gently return back and we will move to the next chakra. So continue here and practice having this conversation with the intention of love, with the intention of harmony. Go ahead. So continuing here for another few moments, I just want to be able to remind you that whatever you may be feeling in this moment, to honor it. You are looking deep into your past, deep into parts of yourself that have perhaps been shamed, and reminded that they are loved. And so if you feel yourself, if you feel like you may want to cry, you have the permission to do so. Whatever you feel in this moment, honor it. It is a part of the journey back to harmony, knowing that on the bigger picture, you're already there. So continue this conversation for another few moments. Remember to breathe. Be present. You are your own beloved. So just another few moments. Continuing to breathe, allow yourself to bring a conclusion to the conversation that you're having with the root chakra. Continue. So gently, as you shift the energy to the awareness of your breath, you express gratitude once again to the root chakra for teaching you these beautiful lessons, for being there for you, for helping connect you, for literally being the root that grounds you into this earth, that reminds you of your connection to this physical dimension. And for everything that we have experienced from it that may have been slightly less than pleasant, we understand that that too is just part of a polarity. And everything in itself is neutral. There's nothing wrong with being nervous. There's nothing wrong with being insecure. When we release our judgment, when we release our shame, we bring more sovereignty into what it is that we wish to feel. We understand that these emotions do not simply have to be a side effect of our culture and environment, but can become an active choice. We can choose to feel secure. We can choose to feel trusting. We bring that into the story of our root chakra through will and through love. So through this, allow your chakra to be in more harmony. literally through this conversation, something has shifted, something has changed. Shame has been released, and we move ourselves into a space with more clarity, with more confidence. We feel a little bit stronger. We feel more connected. We feel more trusting. We are allowing ourselves to go with the flow while also creating the flow at the same time. We honor the connection that the root chakra reminds us of. Beautiful. And so from there, as you conclude the conversation with the root chakra, knowing that the conversation is never done, but you just allow yourself to gently shift your hands as we move to the next chakra, and we will move through these next 3 ones with a similar practice as well. Being nice and patient with this process, understanding the benefits that come from simply allowing ourselves to be in the presence of this practice. Perfect. So, with our hands now moving up to our sacral chakra, which is on our lower abdomen, gently imagining your hands placed over top of your lower abdomen, and you can begin to invite this chakra to respond to the presence of your hands. And this chakra, the sacral, often in Sanskrit known as, and again, I'm not going to pronounce this properly, but nonetheless, Swadhisthana, is often associated with the color orange, with the vibration of orange. So feel the colors of the room that you're in shift to the color orange, nice and gently, a calming orange. And so this chakra, with your hands placed over top of your lower abdomen, you can feel the energies moving from it. This is a very important chakra. Each of them is very important for different purposes. This chakra is commonly associated with sexual energy and also creation. Understanding that the two are very much one and the same. The drive for creation. And yet out of this chakra also comes feelings of fear, feelings of desires, feelings of the collective unconsciousness and our deep subconscious. We can also associate this chakra with feelings of lust, feelings of anger, feelings of greed again. And yet also, this chakra we can associate with feelings of calmness, with feelings of fearlessness, with feelings of a strong will. And so this chakra is commonly associated again with the organs in our body. Every chakra is associated with the organs, with the plexus, the collective of cells within our body, of neural networks within our body, is commonly associated with the kidneys, with the reproductive organs, with the ovaries, the testes, and the uterus. So it's a very, very powerful chakra. And so when this chakra is out of balance, when it is unbalanced, sometimes what we may notice are feelings of back pain, of stiffness, of urinary issues, of kidney pain or infection, of fertility issues, and even impotency, or impotence, sorry. And so we understand that every single chakra correlates to the different aspects that create the entire kingdom of our body, each one governing a different domain. And so we honor in this moment the domain governed by the sacral chakra of these primarily sexual healing energies, the energies of creative force. And so when this chakra is overactive, oftentimes we can become very emotional. We can oftentimes find ourselves quick to attach and invest in others. Sometimes we will find ourselves being pulled into the spaces of drama, of moodiness. And when it's overactive, sometimes it can relate in us having unclear personal boundaries, even lacking personal boundaries. And so when this chakra is underactive, when it is tight, when it is closed, sometimes we can think of ourselves as being very cold, very stiff, unemotional, closed off to others. We can often associate it with having lack of self-esteem or lack of self-worth. And yet when this chakra is balanced, we find ourselves in a place of powerful confidence. We can find ourselves in a place of deep identity and deep purpose, of powerful purpose as a creator. And so again, you think about the fact that this chakra relates so heavily with our sexual energies. We can understand the role that it plays within our lives. We can understand, we can all think about the ways in which sexual energy has directed us on our path, has pulled us in one way or another. And we can also understand that when this chakra is balanced, it is such a powerful place to be able to direct our creation. When we are in balance with our sexual energies, those creative energies, literally, the sexual energies, literally create life. Let that idea just be held. Feel that idea, how sacred that energy is. Literally creates. And so we can understand that even though we think of this energy as sexual energy, we can understand that that is just one way of perceiving it. When in actuality, this energy serves a higher purpose. This energy is a creative force. When we are in balance with our sexual energies, with our sacral chakra, we can move that energy into our art, into our projects, into our willpower, into our self-transformation. We allow it to help shape our identity. We can understand how it allows us to be able to develop good, healthy boundaries. It allows us to be able to be emotionally present, emotionally aware, a deeper connection with understanding how we feel and why we are making the actions we are making, with more consciousness, with more awareness. And so this energy can be thought of as a way for us to be able to tap in with our desires, with our dreams, with what it is that we wish to create, with what it is that we long for, that we lust for. And so even just there, releasing any shame on the word lust. Lust in itself is a beautiful word. If you think about the idea of lusting for adventure, lusting to create the world a better place, lusting to share our art, it is not just a sexual term by any means. And so this chakra, as your hands are on it, as you are healing it in this moment, simply by being present and listening to my words, these words, our words, you allow yourself to move into a place of harmony where you see yourself for the potential that you are: fearless, strong-willed, calm, composed, confident, and also having a deeper connection to your subconscious, having more control over your drive, having more control over your base nature, taking back control so that you are not just out there doing things because the sexual energy of your sacral chakra is telling you to do it. But perhaps you observe it and you develop a better relationship with it, and you use your will to be able to choose how you work with that sexual energy, understanding that that is creative energy, that you can use it to direct in how you choose. You can use it to create for altruistic purposes, for beautiful purposes. And so again, in this moment, allow yourself to release shame associated with the sacral chakra. Look back to your past. And yes, this is a very personal chakra. The sexuality of who we are is a very personal thing. It is a very fragile thing. And it is something that is deeply rooted in so much shame throughout our culture. And so understand that whatever relationship that you have with your sexuality, that in many ways, that is merely a side effect of the story that you have been brought into, the stories of your past. And as we release the shame that we may feel about our sexuality, be it even with our preferences, be it in how we choose to relate to sexuality or how we choose not to relate to sexuality. When we can release the shame, understanding that so much of who and how we see the world through our sexual lens has been programmed into us from our young age, it allows us to free ourselves of the grip that the sacral energies can take on our lives. When we feel shame for our sexual energies, then oftentimes that can actually have a counterproductive effect where those sexual energies will have a tighter grip on us. When we are told that no, you shouldn't have this sexual urge, or you shouldn't see the world through the sexual lens, or you shouldn't see yourself as a sexual being, society tries to tell us this. We will subconsciously tell ourselves this, and sometimes until we have released the shame, that relationship that we have with our sexual preference, with our sexual identity, will have a strong grip on us. It will be like a voice. It will be almost what people think of as an inner demon that will be trying to influence our decisions, that will try to be the voice that will tell us throughout our day of, oh, just a little bit more pornography, or just a little bit more of this, or just a little this. And yet when you release the shame, you can free yourself from the grip, and you can move yourself into a place of more sovereignty and a healthy sexual relationship with yourself and with others. For we all desire a harmonious sexual relationship with ourselves and with others. And so, in this moment, as personal as this is, but as important as this is, we wouldn't be able to do the chakra work unless we were here, unless we took the time to take a visit here to the sacral. There's so much here. So send yourself lots of love to you, who you are, to your past, to the programming that you have been brought up into that has told you what is wrong and what is right and what is expected. And through this, allow yourself to really release the shame and love yourself for who you are. For you to be able to love the way that you wish to love others. And for you to be able to move yourself into more sovereignty as you release the grips from your sexual demons, so to speak, which have been fed by the fear. The demons feed on the fear. The quote-unquote demons, but again, that's just a vibrational perspective there to teach us how to move back into harmony. And so you deserve that harmony. You deserve that healthy relationship with your sacral, with that sexual energy, with that creative energy. Take back that power. Take back that awareness. Take back that control. The sacral chakra ripples into all of the other chakras. The willpower that we reclaim when we bring harmony to our sacral affects how we show up for all the other chakras. So again, bringing in the mantra of how you choose to use it, of may I be fearless. May I be a strong creator. May I fulfill my desires. May I be released of anger. May I be released from greed. May I feel calm. May I have strong will. May I have a healthy emotional relationship with others and myself. May I be uninterested in drama. May I be present for myself and my friends in an emotional way. May I have healthy personal boundaries. And again, if you haven't already, just feel free to repeat any of these within your own mind as I'm saying them. May I acknowledge my worth. May I have good self-esteem. May I manifest healthy relationships. May I be confident. And may I have a strong sense of identity as I continue to discover who I am. So again, take a few moments here, have a conversation with this sacral chakra, with this part of yourself. Again, I am well aware that this is a very personal conversation. You can look back to your past. You can be here in the present. You can look into the future. Tell the story to your sacral. What is the future you want to create for it? What do you want to be with your sacral chakra in the future? What type of relationship do you want to have with it? And release the shame. Release the shame that has been programmed into you by society. For when you do that, you reclaim so much power and you release yourself from so much vice. So take a few moments here with your hands on your sacral. Again, as you do this, even imagining yourself going into the chakra, traveling through past, present, and future, reminding yourself that you are with a much bigger team in this space. You have your guides with you. I too am with you. We are in this together. You are not just healing yourself. You can feel the entire love of the community healing each other in this moment, releasing the shame in this moment, moving into harmony in this moment. So continue here. Be in this intimate conversation with your sacral, with this very important chakra. Bring it into harmony. Invite it into harmony. Release the shame. So go ahead, continue here for the next few moments. And feel free to use the "May I" mantra as you have this conversation. And again, listen. Listen to your sacral. Listen to it. See what it has to tell you. And see what you have to say to it. Okay. Go ahead. Just checking in, giving you a few more moments in this space. Again, really reminding yourself that you are a super cosmic healer. Use your imagination, pull out the energy that you wish to remove, fill it with lots of love. You are an energetic surgeon, so to speak. As simple and as complex as you wish to see that as. And again, even just holding your hands in that space in a very calming, gentle way, that in itself is powerful. Let this meditation be very personal to you. Continue here for a few more moments. Okay. Just giving you another moment here to bring this conversation with your sacral to a form of conclusion. Expressing gratitude for it, gratitude for this part of yourself, for all that it has done, for all that it has served, and for the future that you are creating together. So go ahead, conclude this conversation with your sacral. Beautiful. Wonderful. Okay. So as you conclude this conversation with your sacral, again, just giving it lots of love, even just imagining yourself really blessing your sacral, you know, even if you want, even just like imagining yourself like putting like your face like on your sacral, like on your lower abdomen, putting your third eye on your lower abdomen, kissing your lower abdomen if you want. Again, really seeing yourself as the beloved in this moment, honoring yourself for what you've experienced. It is all part of source consciousness. There is nothing you have experienced that hasn't served as part of a bigger story, a bigger purpose. So really honor that. This is a very important sacral chakra. And now again, as we conclude this conversation, may we step into more confidence with more sense of identity, and may we continue to move the sexual creative energies towards the directions that we wish with more intention, so that we can continue to create. We literally use those energies to manifest within this dream in beautiful ways. So go ahead, thank your sacral, bless it, honor it. And when you're ready, we will gently move to the next chakra. And we still got a few more to go, but again, just being very patient with this. You showing up to this is very important, very powerful. When was the last time you took the time to really have a conversation with your chakras in the 30-ish years plus that you've been on this planet, right? Perhaps not at all. No shame in that. We're here right now. This is a good time for it. So with that said, as you move your hands up to your next chakra, which is your solar plexus, your navel, so just a little bit higher from where your hands were before. And again, you can imagine just gently placing your hands there. And the solar plexus chakra, also known as the Manipura, is often associated with the color of yellow. And so gently imagine the colors of the room shifting to a soft yellow. And so with your hands on this part of your body, we bring our awareness to the purpose of the solar plexus, to what energies within our body it helps facilitate. And so some of the things associated with the solar plexus, again, are many ways fractals of the previous two chakras. You can understand how in many ways each chakra relates to the other, yet each is its own unique hologram. The solar plexus has a lot to do with personal identity. It has to do with survival. It has to do with accumulation. It has to do with digestion, physiological and physical health. Oftentimes, when we think of our solar plexus, it can be related to feelings of arrogance, feelings of demanding, and yet it can also be associated with the passion and the drive. And yet sometimes it can even be associated with overbearing. Sometimes when we feel like we're being too much or not enough. That has a lot to do with the solar plexus. The solar plexus at times, when it is out of harmony, can make us feeling weak. It can drastically affect our entire body. Oftentimes when we feel depressed, this can be coming from our relationship with our solar plexus. And when we feel energy deficient and helpless, this too is part of the solar. And the solar has a lot to do with breathing as well. And so some of the parts of our body are related to the central nervous system, the digestive system, the stomachs, the intestines, the livers, the liver, the pancreas, the metabolic system. And when it's out of balance, sometimes it can result in ulcers. It can result in gas, in nausea. It can result in digestive problems, in eating disorders, in asthma, or other respiratory ailments, nerve pain, fibromyalgia, liver, kidney issues, and other organ issues. And so again, every part of our body, oftentimes the physical ailments can oftentimes begin from the energetic level. A lot of people will talk about this. And so as we bring balance into the relationship that we have with each of our chakras, we are also moving towards a deeper, more aligned state of wellness overall. And so other parts related to the solar can relate to the ideas of living with great forcefulness, and sometimes the opposite being great inadequacy. It has to do with our self-value, with our commitments. And a big part of it, a huge part of the solar plexus, also has to do with being able to see through the illusion of separation. The solar plexus can often be the part of us that will heavily identify with our understanding of who we are from the perception of our ego. And so it will see a division between ourselves and others. And yet when we are in relationship with it, in harmony, we see through that illusion of separation. And so the other parts of the solar plexus is that this can also be related to our intuitions, to that gut feeling. That is why we often think about that, the gut feeling. That is the solar chakra, the feeling of connecting to information from the future, of being able to receive it in this present moment, to help guide us, connecting to the voice inside of us. And so the solar chakra is also related to being able to see beauty in the world, to envision new possibilities. And when we are in harmony with it, vices and prejudices begin to fall away. We begin to move into an authentic sense of expression And a big part of the solar plexus has to do with our past relationships and perhaps even our previous life, our previous lives. And so when the solar plexus is overactive, we can sometimes come off as dominating, as posturing, as aggressive, as angry, as a perfectionist, or overly critical of ourselves and of others. And yet when it is underactive, then sometimes we are passive, we are indecisive, we are timid, and we are lacking self-control. And so you can understand that, again, as we bring harmony into this, we can understand how this develops a healthy relationship with being able to see how we show up. As we see through the illusion of separation, as we begin to see the beauty of the world, as we begin to understand our potentials and we see the possibilities, we can see how the solar plexus has a lot to do, again, with the other chakras in terms of confidence and also in terms of identity. It allows us to show up as healthy leaders, leaders of our own lives, as we invite others into the stories that we are co-creating. So the solar plexus, from the context of being a shifter, can be that driving force that says, yes, I want to go out there and do free hugs. Yes, I want to go out there and create community, because yes, I see the potentials. I see the possibilities. I see through the illusions. I see the beauty. And no, I am not arrogant, but I am confident. And I am assertive when I need to be. And I am also understanding and calm when I have to be. And so a good relationship with the solar allows us to be the leader of our own life and the leader of others in our community as well. And so in this moment, think back, allow yourself to, again, prepare yourselves to move into this conversation with your solar. Think back on parts of yourselves that have sometimes come off as angry, as arrogant, as demanding. Times where you didn't really know who you were. Times when you might have been dealing with physiological and mental health. Times when you might have felt like you had low energy. Times when you might have felt like you were helpless. And really allow yourself to reflect on past relationships and how those made you feel, how those affected your feeling of self-worth. But again, even in the stories where we feel like our self-worth may be minimal, that's not wrong. It's just a part of a bigger story that is guiding us towards how to be able to develop the relationship of harmony so that we can see our self-worth, so that we can be reminded that our self-worth is not dictated by someone else, but it is through our own internal relationship with ourself. And so, inviting you to bring in the mantra, may I be confident. May I have a strong sense of identity as I continue to grow. May I be assertive when I need to be. May I feel driven to follow my dreams. May I be a good manifester for myself and community. May I be independent. May I be altruistic. May I be strong in the many ways that I can be. May I learn how to create with patience. May I learn how to lead with commitment. May I see through the illusions of separation. May I see the beauty in the world in any moment. May I envision new possibilities. May prejudice fall away. May I express myself authentically. May I develop a good relationship to my spiritual intuition. And so move into this conversation with your solar. Again, a very important, very powerful chakra. Look back on your past, release any shame from when you might have felt angry, over-aggressive, where you might have been a perfectionist, where you might have been overly critical. And allow yourself to release any shame related to that. Move yourself into the path of harmony, into that path of assurance, confidence, authentic self, leadership, connection, all very powerful ideas. So allow yourself to move into this conversation, listen as well as speak, feeling yourself with your hands over top of your navel, connecting with your identity of your authentic self. Allowing yourself to envision the futures of what it looks like as you develop a healthy relationship with your solar plexus. The one where you are confident, compassionate, driven, a powerful dreamer within this dream. Feeling yourself leveling up in every moment of this meditation simply by being present. So go ahead, have this conversation with this part of yourself, with deep compassion, releasing shame, moving forward with intention. Continue in this moment. So just continue for a few more moments. Allow yourself to gently move into the conclusion of the conversation with your solar, inviting yourself into the confidence of your own identity, the you who you are here to become. Strong, confident, assured. Continue here for the next few moments as you conclude this conversation with your solar. Perfect. So gently, again, just pouring lots of love into this part of your body. Really even thinking about the fact that the solar plexus, solar, soul, Solaris, sun, the fact that it's associated with yellow, really allowing ourselves to remember that through this illusion of separation, we are reminded of the fact that we are the solar, that we are the sun, that we are the light. Just letting that idea be amplified through the relationship that you shift into with your solar plexus. Really allowing you to show up in the best ways possible for yourself, for the tribe, for the community. Beautiful. So again, just blessing the solar plexus as we prepare to move on to the next chakra. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 more to go. No rush. We'll move through them once at a time. Time is non-relative right now. So thank you again for being here in this practice, for receiving the medicine of it. And so as you bless your solar plexus, let us begin to move our hands towards the next chakra. And so as we thank the solar plexus, we bless it, we look back at the root, the sacral, the solar, and we even just visualize now each one a little bit more calibrated. You can kind of see them within your mind now, whereas before they might have been like more sporadic, chaotic even. Now you can kind of visualize the harmony of them, the synergistic nature of them. Nice and clean, harmonious. You can feel the work being done. This is like cleaning your house, cleaning your car. It'll be worth it once it's done. So let us continue this practice. Nice and patient. Just a few more to go. So moving your hands next up to your heart, the heart chakra, also known in Sanskrit as the Anahata chakra. And so this chakra is often associated with the color of green as well as the color of pink. So as you move your hands over top of your heart chakra, you can imagine yourself, you can imagine the room changing colors to a green or pink or even a pinkish green. A bit of both is totally cool. So with your hands on your heart chakra, let us connect with this part of who we are, with this part of our vehicle, with this part of our program. A very important part. And so of course, the heart chakra is often associated with love, with compassion, and also with things related to disappointments, with loss, with grief, with protectiveness, with defensiveness. And it is also associated with creativity, with our love of life, with our appreciation of nature and other people, with compassion, as I said, and with empathy. And so when we are in tune with our heart chakra, when the heart chakra is in harmony, we will find that life will flow more smoothly, that what we need will appear, that we will feel emotionally balanced, and we will feel a sense of profound love for all beings. We will feel the presence of the Guru inside of us. And so with the heart chakra, something very important with it, as with all of the other chakras, there is a voice that we can often feel much more loudly associated with our heart chakra. And this voice will guide us, will move us, will be like a gravitational force. And so we can develop our relationship with this voice in a healthy way as we bring harmony into our heart chakra. And so the heart chakra is also associated with deep grief, with clairvoyance, with healing. It can also be associated with detaching from worldly material things. We find old pleasures might become meaningless as we move more into our heart chakra. We feel ourselves in a place of unconditional love. And the heart chakra can oftentimes be a lot like a roller coaster. Up and down, left and right, open, closed, open, closed. And when we bring harmony into our relationship with our heart chakra, we are allowing ourselves to be in a space of deep peace, of internal happiness. And so as we are working with our heart chakra, it is also important to be reminded of how much positive thoughts will affect what we manifest as the heart transforms. And so as we hold love in our hearts, that message is greatly amplified into the field around us and will bring back to us the love that we send out. And so understand how your heart is an incredibly powerful epicenter for creation within this dream. What your heart speaks, what your heart desires, can be brought into this world. When we understand that all of this exists as love, that all the world exists is love. And so some of the organs associated with the heart, of course, include the thymus gland, the immune system, the heart, the lungs, the breasts, the arms, and also the hands. Something people might not think about as associated with the heart chakra. When the heart chakra is out of balance, sometimes it can appear as heart and circulatory problems, blood pressure, heart palpitations, heart attacks, poor circulation and numbness, asthma and respiratory ailments, stiff joints or joint problems in the hands. and even breast cancer at times. And when the heart chakra is overactive, when it is open overly, then oftentimes we will find ourselves experiencing lovingness in a clingy way, sometimes in a suffocating way. We will find that we sometimes have a lack of a sense of self in a relationship. We may find ourselves saying yes to everything, yet at the same time, we may find ourselves also lacking boundaries and even letting everyone in. And so that's what can happen when it's overly active. And again, that's not a negative thing, it's just one side of the spectrum. And when it is underactive, we can find ourselves feeling cold, distant, lonely, unable or unwilling to open up to others, even holding grudges against people. And so again, as with the other chakras, allow yourself to be invited into this conversation with your heart. Look back on your past. Allow yourself to connect with the relationships of your past. Allow yourself to reflect on how your heart has guided you over the many years of your life. And again, releasing shame and understanding that even with every relationship, with every heartbreak, as I commonly like to say, the heart never truly breaks. It only breaks open. And so allow that idea in itself to honor the fact that all of the times in our past when we have had our heart hurt, when we have felt grief, that in itself has only been part of a bigger story that has allowed ourselves to go through a journey of healing, transformation, and a more compassionate perspective on ourselves and others. And so many, if not all of the journeys always point us back to self-love. And the heart chakra is deeply reminding us that, deeply reminding us of to love others and to love ourselves. And so, moving into this conversation with your heart chakra, allow yourself to release any shame on experience that you've had in your past relationships, on ways that you might have mistreated people in the past, while still allowing yourselves to be able to see the valuable lessons that those experiences taught you, showing you of how you can show up, showing you of what your characteristics can be like, perhaps when your heart chakra is out of harmony, but again, without shame. And we see what we do in our past as we invite ourselves to move forward from a place of more aligned harmony, so that as we move into relationships, we can move into them from a place of unconditional love, into a place of deeper love, where instead of simply wanting someone to be with you, instead, before that, what you want is for them to be free, is for them to honor their journey, whether or not that even involves you. And so if you can make that shift within your heart, honoring other people's journeys, honoring the many journeys that we share, truly wanting the best for another person, be it a friend, a family member, or a lover, learning to love people in many different ways, romantically, platonically, as friends, as family, honoring other people's journeys, supporting them in healthy ways. And as you do this, you invite yourself to move into a place of excitement, of joy, of deep compassion that, when connected with all of your other chakras, can be a powerful driving force, a powerful source of service. When you see the bigger picture, when you know that your actions are helping others, when you know how much a single hug can make a difference, when you understand the power of presence, and you allow yourself to shift your values. Whereas before you might have thought that material things were what you wanted and how people saw you was what was important, you understand that your identity, that your value is internal, that your happiness is internal, that you are responsible for your happiness. And as you love yourself, you create the dynamics for others to reciprocate that love in healthy ways. You show up in the best way possible to be able to love them. And that is what you wish for. To be able to love others in the best way you can, to support them, to support their journey, to support their dreams. Whether that's as a friend, whether that's as a lover, or whether that's just even a stranger at a distance. So move into this conversation with your heart chakra. Send lots of healing, releasing any shame, looking back on your past relationships, honoring what they taught you, honoring how they directed you back to that place of self-love, honoring the bigger story, understanding that every relationship was preparing us for the next one. And as we move into this place of compassion and heart-centered awareness, we understand that we will be able to live life at another vibration. As I said, you will find that things will flow smoother. Things will arrive as you need them. You shift from the idea of feeling as if you're entitled to something and instead appreciating things as they arrive, as gifts. You find wholeness within yourself, and you share that love of yourself with others through your presence. So move into this conversation with your heart, look back on your past, releasing shame, sending lots of love, moving into harmony. May I be more compassionate. May I be empathetic. May I live life smoothly. May what I need appear. May I be emotionally balanced. May I have profound love. May I listen to the voice of my heart. May I heal through grief and trauma. May I connect with the clairvoyance. May the healing of myself be the healing of the world. So move into this conversation for the next few moments. Imagining the greens, the pinks, doing whatever psychedelic magic you wish to, sending yourself lots of love. You are worthy of it. Go ahead. So just continue this conversation for the next few moments, gently and softly guiding yourself into the conclusion, knowing that it's never actually the conclusion. This is an ongoing conversation that you have with your heart every day. And so reflect on who you want to be moving forward. The more compassionate self that you have inside of you, that you are, the more empathetic self, activating these parts of who you are so that you can continue to show up as the best version of yourself. Nothing wrong with who you have been in the past, but it has all been stepping stones to teach you how to create harmony within yourself and harmony within the world. So continue this conversation with your heart, send it lots of love, and gently move into the conclusion in the next few moments. Beautiful. So you see now, as you look at your heart, you see this beautiful mandala. You see this beautiful mandala emerging from your heart. You see the colors of it looking dynamic and radiant, pulsating out into the world around you. You can feel it, your heart opening. And so you honor this moment, you honor your heart, reminding yourself of the perfect place of harmony, of that space where again you are confident in your relationship with your heart. You're confident in your ability to show up in relationships in healthy ways, in harmonious ways, in supportive ways. You allow yourself to feel whole within who you are. You allow yourself to express warmth when you wish to. You allow yourself to have boundaries when you choose to. You allow yourselves to be understanding of other people's journeys. And you allow your love to be a beacon to help guide others back to the love within themselves. Beautiful. So moving into the next chakra now, we have 3 more to go. Again, I thank you guys so much for your patience. I know this one's a bit of a longer one, but my goodness, this is valuable. This is like a and very much, you know, like this is a ceremony. This is like a medicine ceremony. This is like a psychedelic ceremony. When you take the time is love. And you are filling yourself with love right now. You are doing the energetic work. Honor yourself. Take a moment here to take a breath before we move into the next chakra. Just connect with your breath here. Take a break for a second. Even just move your body a little bit. Shake your shoulders if you need to. Deep inhales. Deep exhales. One more of those. Beautiful. When you are ready, continuing to breathe nice and gently, knowing that we will get through this in the next little bit. And if you need to take a break and come back to this later, by all means, do what makes sense for you. This will exist outside of space and time as you choose to use it, and you can even return to this meditation at any point. So looking at our chakras on the table, our root, our sacral, our solar, our heart, seeing them as these spinning cyclones, these spinning discs over top of our body, visualizing them in this healthy way. Beautiful. Again, as we do this ceremony, as we do this work, as we do this healing, we come out of it more aligned, really seeing the benefits of what it takes, of what is accomplished when we take the time to connect with our heart, connect through our heart with ourselves. So I thank you again for being here, and I encourage you to thank yourself for being here, looking out for yourself as your higher self. Very powerful. Moving next into the throat chakra, shifting your hands up to your throat as you lay on this table. The throat chakra, often known in the Sanskrit as Vishuddha, and often associated with the color blue or sky blue. And so in this moment, you can imagine the room slowly changing color to that of blue. Soft blue. And with your hands gently near your throat area, we reflect on the purpose of this chakra. And so this chakra in itself, though associated with the throat, is also associated with our hearing as well. It is associated with the cervical plexus. And of course is associated with throat, with speaking. And it is also associated with the energy dynamics that allow us to see the duality of this reality. It allows us to speak and to be silent. It reminds us of the light and the dark, the light and the shadow, the opposites. And it reminds us of the importance of harmony and inner peace and wise perspectives. It reminds us that all challenges in life are here to teach us. It also connects us with our greater creativity. It gives us insight into spiritual teachings. It serves as a channel for our higher self. It can connect us with bliss. It can connect us with the ability to even read other people's thoughts. And at times when this chakra is on one side of the spectrum, we can find it challenging or difficult to express our thoughts and feelings. And yet we can open up this chakra by doing things such as mantras, by doing things such as music, by singing, by chanting, and by practicing speaking. And so again, this chakra is often associated with our thyroid, our neck, our throat, our shoulders, our ears, and our mouth. Sometimes physical symptoms related to the chakra when out of balance can be thought of as stiffness or soreness in the neck or shoulders, a sore throat, a hoarseness, laryngitis, earaches, infections, dental issues, and thyroid issues. When this chakra is overly active, when it is opened a lot, sometimes we will find ourselves being overly talkative and often unable to listen. We find ourselves being highly critical of others and ourselves. We can find ourselves being verbally abusive towards friends, families, and even strangers. We can find ourselves being condescending. And when it is underactive, we find ourselves sometimes being introverted, shy, having difficulty speaking the truths, our truths, and having difficulty expressing our needs. And so you can understand the importance of this chakra as you have your hands near your throat and you begin to open up into this conversation. You look back on your past and you think about the times where maybe you had trouble expressing your truth. You had trouble asking for help. You had trouble speaking out. And you think back on the other times where maybe you have been overly critical, where you said too much to one friend and you hurt their feelings, where you weren't able to find yourself listening properly, where you found yourself even getting judgmental and even frustrated with other people. And yet when we see the harmony between the active and the underactive, we see the hold on, I'm seeing whether or not my computer may or may not be crashing. Hang tight, everyone, for I think we're just going through a bit of a glitch phase as I play this back. And if we are good to go, then we will continue. Okay, I think we're good. There might have been a bit of a glitch there as we were speaking our truth, but we're good to go. Continuing along. Okay. So connecting with our breath, bringing ourselves back to where we were just a moment ago. Reflecting on the balance of the throat chakra. When it is balanced, we are able to speak and listen. We are able to be conduits for higher knowledge, conduits for our truth, conduits for the voice of the collective. We allow ourselves to be spiritual teachers and to receive spiritual teachings. We allow ourselves to move into higher creativity, into grander forms of self-expression. You can think about the ways in which we have expressed poetry in the past. As a community, this is very throat chakra oriented, very empowering. And so you can feel how the throat chakra really relates to the other chakras, and it builds off of it as we have a healthy foundation with our root, with our sacral, with our solar, and with our heart. The voice becomes clearer, the voice becomes more confident, the voice becomes a stronger beacon. And so as we move into the conversation with ourselves in the past, the present, and the future, let us reflect on any mantra that we wish to communicate. Again, inviting you to communicate any of your own mantras. May I be verbally expressive. May I be able to listen attentively. May I share my truth. May I express my creativity. May I understand the deep wisdoms of this universe. May I see the light and the dark as parts of a bigger story. May I understand that all challenges in life are here to teach us. May my art be shared with the world. So continue bringing in any mantras that you wish related to this. Again, really understanding that this chakra, we can funnel it towards our expressions online as well. It's not always verbally that we express this. It is how we conduct ourselves in our chat rooms, in our text messages as well. The times have changed. And so understand that the communication we express is more than just voice. It is even how we stand. It is even our posture. How do we stand when we are listening to someone? How do we stand when we are talking in front of a crowd? And so allow yourself to feel the deep wisdom of this chakra, what it represents. Again, the light and the dark, the talking and the listening, the duality, the opposites, the wisdom of that, the role that we play right in the middle. So with your hands on your throat chakra, bringing in the energies of source consciousness, allowing yourself to release any shame from your past moments, from your childhood, where maybe you didn't speak up, where maybe you were a bit of a bully when you were younger, where maybe you wish you could have said something and you had trouble doing it. Release any of that shame. You are just growing. You are just learning. And invite yourself to see who you are now, to honor what you have already accomplished, to honor how you express yourself already, those moments where you have spoken up. Remind yourself of how that felt, those moments where you have held space, where you've really been listening. Remind yourself how that felt. And allow yourself to see the future you wish to create. See yourself singing. See yourself chanting. See yourself expressing yourself through poetry, through music. See yourself creating the art, putting up amazing inspirational posts on the internet, communicating in healthy ways with the team and the community online, getting involved with future broadcasts that we do and speaking your truth, and practicing being present as a gamma state and allowing the wisdom of the universe to come through you as a channel, as a conduit. Very powerful. So move into this conversation with yourself, again, using the I am mantra as much as you choose. Continue holding this space, releasing any shame, sending lots of love, lots of healing, lots of light and inspiration and intention for the future you are moving into. So continue here for the next few moments as you continue to breathe. Go ahead, have this conversation now. So continue this conversation for the next few moments. Gently move yourself towards a conclusion. Again, honoring yourself, really honoring yourself, playing with the energy, moving it, shifting it, removing any old belief patterns, any old thought programs, ones that might have been holding you back from speaking your truth, ones that might have been holding you back from listening to others. Move yourself into that place of harmony, into that place of balance, where you are speaking your truth and you're also receiving the wisdom that the universe has ready for you in this moment. So speak and listen in this moment. You're practicing it at all times. See the duality, see the lessons, see the gifts in every moment. So continue and move this conversation with your throat chakra into conclusion. Go ahead. Beautiful. Good job. So again, as you look at your body in this moment, you see your throat chakra. You see the harmony of it. You see the dynamics of it. You see the shape of it. It has changed now. You look back at the 5 chakras so far, the root, the sacral, the solar, the heart, the throats. And you see how much work you have done. And you see the beauty of your body. You see the beauty of each chakra. You see yourself leveling up. So moving into the next chakra, the third eye chakra. Again, taking a breath in between. Honoring you guys for doing this. You guys are champs, man. You guys are champs. Not a lot of people would have the patience to sit through this, but you guys are doing the real work right now. It's all about going inwards. So really honor this. Make a note to do this every now and then. Let this practice be extrapolated beyond this moment. Be sure to have these conversations with your chakras ongoing. So moving up to the third eye chakra, moving yourself around the table and gently placing your hands above your brow on your forehead. And so the third eye chakra, also known as the Ajna in Sanskrit, often associated with the color indigo. And so you can imagine in this moment the colors of the room shifting to an indigo color, nice and calmly. And so the third eye chakra, again, very important. All of these chakras serve a purpose. Each one has an importance. The third eye chakra is often associated with being able to know or to follow, is being able to understand how to be able to command the energy of the subtle body system through our imagination. You can think of the third eye as kind of like a command center for a lot of the other energy in the body. This entire practice so far, with each chakra, the third eye has been directing this whole practice, using our imagination, using our focus. And so, of course, the third eye often associated with the pineal gland, a very sacred part of our body, thought of as a stargate or a portal for higher dimensional energy in a very literal way. And this pineal gland is constantly receiving energy and constantly sending out energy, just like all the other chakras that expand into higher dimensional realms. And so the pineal gland in itself commonly shuts down, or at least closes more so, by the time we reach about 9 or 10. And now as we get older, it is with intention that we reconnect with our third eye to be able to use it to activate the other parts of our body, to manually be able to open it. You can understand that the third eye in itself doesn't necessarily even shut down. You can almost think of it as blinking over the course of many years. So even now in this moment, release the shame of the fact that your pineal gland blinked when you were 9 or 10 years old. And understand now that it is up to you to manually begin to open them again with purpose. The third eye is there to be opened with intention, opposed to accidentally. It comes with a choice. And so the third eye is often associated with visions, internal visions. It is associated with profound stillness, with personal identity, with a detachment from the senses, and a connection to the cosmos. It connects us again with our inner guru. And so the third eye is often associated with the pituitary gland, with the eyes, the brows, the base of the skull, and our entire biorhythms. Physical symptoms when the third eye is out of balance can be observed as vision problems, headaches or migraines, insomnia or sleep disorders, seizures, nightmares. These are some of the common occurrences, things we have all experienced. And so when the third eye is overactive, sometimes we will find that we feel out of touch with reality. We can find ourselves lacking a sense of good judgment. We find ourselves unable to focus. Or we find ourselves even prone to hallucinations. When it is underactive, we find ourselves in a place of rigid thinking. We find ourselves sometimes closed off to new ideas. We find ourselves too reliant on an authority figure, meaning we have a hard time making decisions for ourselves, and therefore other people will make the decisions for us. We find ourselves disconnected or distrustful of inner voice. We can find ourselves anxious and clinging to the past and fearful of the future. And so in this moment, reflect, release the shame on any of the times where you have ever felt this. Again, understanding it as part of your journey, and yet understanding when the third eye is harmonious, when there is balance there, we can see how we are able to make strong judgments. We are able to have clarity in our focus, in our decision-making process. We are able to keep our focus as we choose. We feel more in touch with reality. We can see with sight beyond sight. We can understand that we are here to make decisions for ourselves. We allow our thought process to be sometimes more spontaneous, more flowing, and also creative. We find ourselves open to new ideas, powerful transformational ideas. We allow ourselves to connect with our inner voice, with the many inner voices that we have. Again, the inner voice of our heart, the guru inside of us. We allow ourselves to feel calm. And we allow ourselves to release from our past, to look back on our past with compassion, and to move into a place of excitement of the future. The third eye is the part that allows us to begin to see more of the bigger story, to begin to see that we are literally in an ocean of energy, that we are energetic beings, that this reality is Maya, that this reality is mind. As the third eye opens, we awaken to the reality that we are dreamers within this shared dream, and that our focus creates this reality. And so as we move into a place of harmony with our third eye, we literally become better creators within this dream. We literally bring ourselves into more sovereignty, where we are able to make decisions with ourselves in our higher judgment. And added upon all of the other chakras, you can understand the power of what the third eye holds for us. For us to be able to see with foresight, to see the potentials, to see with clarity, and to focus our will, to focus our intentions in altruistic ways, in profound ways, in powerful ways, powerful visions. And so look back on your past, begin to move into this conversation with your past, releasing any shame from any points where you might have felt judgment against yourself if your third eye was underactive or overactive at any time. If you found yourself in a place where you were too reliant on authority, or disconnected from your inner voice, or anxious, or clinging to the past, or rigid thinking. If you felt yourself lacking good judgment or unable to focus, again, releasing the shame, honoring the bigger story as you move yourself into the harmony of the balance of the third eye, reclaiming the power of it, reclaiming the abilities, the gifts that it has for you, reminding yourself of how to use it, of how to integrate it within your creation process. So move into this conversation and reflect. Use the mantra, may I. So may I see with sight beyond sight. May I see the interconnectedness between all beings. May I see the visions within my mind as realities I can create. May I see with good judgment. May I have the ability to focus. May I relieve myself from anxiety. May I be open to new ideas. May I be creative in my thought process. May I see the beauty all around us, literally and emotionally. So move into this conversation with your third eye, reflecting back on your past, being here, present, and again, visioning the future, using your third eye, very meta here, to reflect on how you wish to bring harmony to your third eye, of what your future looks like when you are in harmony with your third eye, of how powerful of a creator you are, of how much more sovereignty you have over your own existence. Very, very powerful, integrated within all the knowledge we have learned through the previous chakras as well. So move into this conversation with yourself, use the I am chakra, listen to your chakra, listen to the third eye. Continue here for the next few moments. Go ahead. So continuing the conversation, honoring this process, gently moving yourself towards a conclusion, inviting yourself to see the bigger stories presented through the third eye, to again see through illusions, to integrate this with all of your other chakras, to see the potential of who you are, to see the bigger story you're here to create, and to use your creative focus to direct the path that you are choosing to walk with sovereignty, with choice, reclaiming your power, reclaiming your birthright. So continue here, concluding this conversation with your third eye. Go ahead, sending it lots of love, shifting that chakra around, making it extra beautiful. Continue. Beautiful. Awesome job. So again, looking at the chakras, all of them, the totality that they're building up, you can see you're starting to like create like a little collection here. I'm sure there's like some dopamine starting to fire off where it's just like lighting ourselves up like a Christmas tree. Here we go. So we got one more to do. We gotta put the star on the top of the Christmas tree now. Well, you thought the Christmas tree was just a accidental, metaphorical, symbolic imagery? No, that's us, man. It's always been us. So as we light ourselves up from the roots to the third eye, now we begin to move ourselves up to the crown. Again, just sending lots of love to your third eye, really blessing it, giving it that invitation to open up in a healthy way. Remind yourselves that a lot of people are in this story where it's like, oh, we gotta open up our third eyes, man. Correct, if we wish, but we have to open them up in a healthy way, in a harmonious way. That's what's really important. And so allow yourself to really love yourself, to love that third eye, while also really loving the third eyes of all beings, of all of us with overactive and underactive third eyes. It's okay. It's all a part of a bigger story. So sending lots of love to your third eye, seeing the colors of it, looking at your body here on the massage table, nice and relaxed and beautiful, seeing these indigo spiraling energetic patterns moving around your third eye, looking at all the other chakras, gently spinning each one. Beautiful, beautiful. And so we move now up to the crown chakra, which will be the final chakra for this practice. That's right, we're almost there. Time has been a very interesting thing for this meditation. And I think crown chakra is a great way to kind of solidify that idea within a bigger context. So walking to the position in the table where you gently move your hands to your crown chakra, which is at the top of your head, literally where you would wear a crown. And so, of course, when we think of the crown chakra, oftentimes we associate the crown chakra with the color of white or violet. And the Sanskrit word for the crown chakra is again, I'm not going to pronounce it the best I can, Sahasrara. Sahasrara. And so the crown chakra, again, literally just reflecting on the idea that we call it the crown. Something that reminds us of our divine royalty, of our cosmic divinity. Oftentimes the crown chakra is thought of as the 1,000-petal lotus. And so you can bring that visualization into your mind's eye as you feel the room shifting into a violet color, a white violet color. And so the crown chakra reminds us it is associated with the concepts of unlimited possibility, full realization of truth, knowledge of nothing and everything, of void and of light. The crown chakra reminds us of our connection to the wholeness of all, to the higher dimensional realms, the perspective of our own life and one's role. The crown chakra is often associated with latent brain centers, with parts of our brain that we are still learning how to use. It is reminding us of bringing us into the truth of who we are and bringing that truth into the body. It is a deep reminder of connection and grounding us into who we came here to be, and a willingness to live a whole life, and a willingness to be of service, and a remembrance, a deep remembrance, remember to reconnect with the truth that we are free. So this is a very powerful chakra, bringing in the energies from higher source consciousness. And so this chakra is often associated with the pituitary gland, the pineal gland as well, the brain, the hypothalamus, the cerebral cortex, the central nervous system, the physical symptoms often associated with it when it's unbalanced can be thought of as dizziness, confusion, mental fog, neurological disorders, nerve pain, schizophrenia, and other mental dispositions. When it is overactive, sometimes we find ourselves feeling addicted to spirituality, a neediness to associate with spiritual labels in order to identify ourselves. Sometimes when we are in this space of overactive crown chakra, it can result in having a difficult time controlling our emotions. And when it is underactive, we will find that we are often in a space where we are not very open to spirituality, where we are much more focused on what other fascinations have our attention at the time. We find ourselves unable to set or maintain goals. We may find ourselves lacking direction. And so when it is in balance, when it is in harmony, the crown chakra brings us into a very powerful place of knowing that we are a fractal of a bigger part of who we are, that we are a part of a bigger story, that we are here of service, that we are here to help shift consciousness. As we connect to our crown chakra, we connect, you literally imagine as you put on this crown, that with it comes duty and responsibility. And so as shifters and as light guardians, let us connect with our crown as we connect with the divinity inside of us from a humbling place, from a deep place of gratitude, as we remind ourselves that we, each and every one of us, are the princesses and the princes of this reality, in whatever way that means to you. And so as we connect with our crown chakra, let us invite ourselves into that place of higher knowing that this story we are experiencing is just one step on a bigger path, of reminding ourselves of the potential that we carry, of the potential that we have to help change this reality, of why we even showed up to this practice, to level ourselves up, to move ourselves into the actualized potential of who we are, to be our activated avatars, the higher dimensional versions of ourselves who are playing in this 3D game. And so let the crown chakra remind us of the importance of literally being the bridge between higher dimensional realities and this physical plane. And we do this by integrating it with all of our other chakras. We understand how literally every single chakra serves the other. As we bring harmony into all of our chakras, it allows us to show up for the purpose of the crown chakra, for the higher purpose that we are here to achieve. And so bring yourself into that harmony. Put that crown on your head if you are ready to it. See yourself as that divine, cosmic prince or princess, the androgynous being in its whole, quite frankly. You are the creator and the created. And so as you move yourself into this conversation with yourself, with this chakra, let you listen closely, let you be reminded, let you speak with your guides in this moment, let you speak with your higher self, let you speak with your ancestors, let you be reminded of your bigger mission, let you feel the emotions within your heart, let you integrate this through all of your other chakras as you connect in this moment, yet focusing on the crown. Listen closely to what it has to say. Listen closely to why you wear it. And look back on your past in any moments where you've seen yourself at times being not very open to spirituality, and release shame of that. Well, releasing shame of what we might project onto others who may not be very open to spirituality. Releasing the shame of our projections, releasing the shame of how others may feel. And also releasing the shame of at times when we have seen ourselves become overly spiritual, addicted to spirituality, grasping it as a way to identify. And let us find the balance where instead we carry our spirituality as something humbling, as something with deep purpose, as something that does not fully identify us For our identity is much more. Our identity is the encapsulation of our entire chakra system, of how we show up, of how we choose to show up. Our spirituality is not just a label. It is not whether or not you are a starseed. It is not whether or not you are someone's twin flame. It is much more humbling. It is a part of a bigger song. It is a part of a bigger story. So let your reminder of your crown chakra remind you that you don't need these labels, that you are already whole. And your purpose is to bring harmony throughout all chakras, to allow yourself to move into your purpose of the crown with more clarity, with more intention, with more intention. You're doing beautiful things, and you still have so much more to do. So move into this conversation with your crown chakra. Listen to yourself, listen to your higher self. Speak onto yourself what it is that you wish for yourself. Use the mantra, may I. May I be connected with my visions. May I feel whole in myself. May I be reminded of the bigger spiritual journey that we are all on. May I be reminded of my own cosmic divinity. May I be reminded as my potential. May I be reminded of my role as the dreamer and the dream. May I be reminded of the fact that who I am now is a seed for all that I am becoming, as that 1,000-petal lotus opens up. So breathe into your heart, reminding yourself to breathe. Having your hands gently on your crown, really honoring yourself. Child of the universe, come here on a brave mission to experience the highs and lows of this reality, to transmute the suffering of the earth, and to live the joys and the freedoms that this reality has to offer. You are so dedicated. You are so committed. You are so beautiful. You are seen and you are loved. So use your May I mantra. Speak with your crown chakra. Look back on yourself. Remind yourself of your bigger story. See beyond this one lifetime. If you choose, connect with your guides. Look into the future. See yourself as the balanced, harmonious being that you are. For that is what the world needs. Those are the teachers that will change this world. Those are the leaders that will show others the way. So speak, have this conversation, be in this space for the next few moments. Go ahead. So continue this conversation for a few more moments. listening, speaking, just holding that vibration of love, gratitude. You're doing wonderful things. Continue for a few more moments. Beautiful. So as you bring your awareness to your breath, you feel yourself standing at the top of your head, looking down on your body, and you see the alignment of all your chakras right now, looking at each one, honoring the root, ignited, spiraling, harmonious in red light, honoring the sacral, again seeing it a harmonious spiral of an orange light, and the solar, the yellow, the heart, the green, the throat, the blue, the third eye, the indigo, and the crown, the violets. And as you do this, visualize yourself as you send more love and light to yourself. You just see your entire self right now slowly illuminating from the inside out as your entire body moves into a white light. And so as we move into the conclusion of this meditation, let us honor ourselves for showing up to this practice. Let us remind ourselves that we are here to be our own healers. Let us feel what it will be like to come out of this meditation. Let us remind ourselves to have these ongoing conversations with our chakras. Let us listen to what they need. Let us notice when they are out of harmony. Let us understand what it is that we can do. And let us work with each one individually, knowing that together they support each other. And as a collective, each one working, serving its purpose, we see the being that it creates. A strong, confident being with purpose and knowing, a creative force, a compassionate leader, a healer, a seer, a facilitator, a lover, a friend, a family member. So much more. A proud child who has grown into an adult, a soul that is infinite, that has come here to help shift consciousness, to help demonstrate that they can transform themselves. And as you transform yourself, you show what is possible, and you help show others how they can do the same. for that is a powerful part of your journey. So thank you for being a part of this. So again, look down on your body. See it as this beautiful illuminated light. Take another few breaths here as we begin to move into the final moments. Feeling what your body feels like in this moment. And we'll close with the microcosmic orbit breath. And I realize that at the beginning I talked about how we would do a mini microcosmic orbit around each chakra. And I kind of skipped out on that. But nonetheless, it was happening still. And so I invite you to align yourself with your body on the massage table. Meaning, walk to the other end of the table where your feet are. And kind of hop up on the table and lie yourself back down into your body, merging the higher self version of yourself with yourself, preparing yourself to move back into the physical presence of this moment. Getting ready to feel the excitement of who you will wake up as tomorrow, knowing that through this intention, through this attention, through the time that we have taken to listen and to direct our focus, we have literally changed the molecular structure of our body from an energetic level. By shifting our beliefs, by shifting our perspectives, we have changed the code. We have changed the way we see ourselves and the world around us. We invite ourselves to step into more potential as creators. And so as you lie down into your body, connecting with your breath, breathing in again, gently imagining the energy moving up from your roots, up your back. And as you do this, feeling the visualization of the wheels of each chakra being like wheels of a water well. And now that the wheels have become more harmonious, you feel the energy moving more fluidly. Imagine this. Imagine the energy moving fluidly through you. So again, breathing gently, the energy comes up the spine. And gently the energy moves down past your crown, past your third eye, your lips, your heart. And you feel this cooling energy directed with the breath. And you breathe here and you just feel this water moving through you, and you feel it becoming smoother, becoming softer. Not to mean that there is not more work to be done. There will always be more work to be done. Like a temple, you must tend to your body. Like a vehicle, you must upkeep it. You must wash it. You must clean it. You must nurture it. You must fuel it. You must love it. And so in this moment, I invite you to commit yourself to taking care of yourself. Now that you have more clarity on how you can do that, by developing your relationship with your chakras. This is what you have gained out of this meditation. You have unlocked this remembrance. You have unlocked this relationship. It has become more integrated, more embodied. Throughout your days, you will be able to reflect on your behavior. And if you feel yourself being out of balance, you will be able to think, oh, where is that coming from? And what can I do to be able to help move my place into more harmony? What needs to be nurtured? What part of my body? Where within my chakras can this be resolved? Can the shame be released? Can the harmony be brought into place? And so you feel this energetic cycle moving through your body. It is now clearer, it is smoother. You've given yourself like a car wash, like a spiritual car wash. And so we'll take a few more breaths here, and gently we will bring ourselves back into the physical awareness of our body with some amazing intention and a lot of love. So breathe into your heart, reminding yourself of the bigger purpose of why you came here, why you showed up to this practice, to express love to yourself, to express love to the community, to allow yourself to level up as you have, feeling yourself more leveled up in this moment. Allowing yourself to feel more inspired to do whatever it is that you need to do. Wherever you need to put your energy is important. It is all a part of the bigger story. And continue to choose where you put your energy with more clarity and intention. You are a powerful creator. You are a powerful shifter. You are a powerful light guardian. You are a powerful dreamer. You are divine. You are sacred. You are activated more and more each and every day. So breathe here together in our hearts, and let us take this final moments to just send out lots of love to all of the other people in this community. So as you do this, you can just imagine all of us just connecting through our hearts. Imagine you just kind of connecting through your heart and just honoring all of the other people who you know are doing this ceremony together right now, beyond space and time. Honor yourself, honor each other, express gratitude to each other. Thank your friends, thank your family, thank your past self, thank your future self. Let this feel like a little bit of a celebration as you conclude this sacred journey, this psychedelic experience. Thank you for doing the work. Thank you for doing the healing. Thank you for showing up with intention, attention, and love. And so in this moment, for each and every one of you, as much as you choose to, I invite you to imagine meeting me someplace within hyperspace. And if you wish to share a hug with me, you are more than welcome to. And I am happy to be able to meet you in that space. For I see what you're doing. I see what you're going through. I see what you are growing into. I see the potentials that you carry, that we carry. And I am reminded of the fact that we are one and the same. Fractals from the same source. I am the you who is reminding you of who you are, of who we are. And so thank you for finding us, for being a part of this team, of this community. So breathe into your hearts. Deep breaths. Deep exhales. Feeling clarity in your breath. Feeling lightness in your heart. Beautiful. And so gently breathe here, bringing your awareness back to your heart, saying thank you again within the spaces of hyperspace as you say farewell to your friends, knowing that you're always connected, honoring each and every one of us. And as you continue to breathe here, you thank yourself one last time. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for making a difference. Thank you for being a part of this beautiful adventure we are all on. Proud of you. I'm proud of us. And so let us carry this inspiration out with us into our daily lives, into the art we create, into the relationships that we share, into how we show up, into how we leave the door every morning, into how we wake up, into how we help others wake up as well. The potential has always been inside of us. Beautiful. So take a few more breaths here. And gently, at your own pace, slowly begin to transition your awareness back into your physical body, maintaining a calmness in your breath and being aware of what your body feels like. And when you are ready, slowly you can gently wiggle your fingers, gently wiggle your toes, and you can gently open your eyes and bring your awareness back to the space around you. Take your time. Continue to breathe. And welcome back. You did it once again. Clap, 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 clap. That was amazing. So as you guys slowly bring yourself back, do not be rushed to jump into the live chat if you're watching this live. Take your time, get some water, even stand up, do some stretches, feel your breath, straighten up your spine, open up your shoulders. Do some journaling after this if you wish to. Really kind of think back on how this meditation, sometimes it feels like a dream, so to kind of take some notes. Even kind of like, I give you the option of going through as an exercise and listing each of the chakras and then writing out some mantras of may I. So again, like root chakra, like may I feel more grounded, may I feel more connected, ... kind of going through each and every one of those. Allow yourself to kind of remember the conversations that you had with yourself in this space. So there we go, guys. That was amazing. That was way longer than I thought it was going to be. I mean, I didn't know how long it was going to be, but lo and behold, guys, this was like, have you ever done like a 3-hour meditation before? Well, congratulations, because you just did. 3 hours? What? Seriously? Is that how long you were there for? Crazy, I know. So as people are slowly making themselves back into the live chat, we'll just invite them to be able to share any thoughts, comments, feedback, and I'll read those on air before we wrap up the broadcast. And then after that, we will call it a wrap and get to sleep. Holy cow. Thank you again, everyone, for doing that. Like, huge bonus points. We still got about close to about 30 people tuned in live at this point across YouTube and Facebook. And so that was a journey, even for me. Like, as a facilitator, that was a long meditation. That was a lot of energy put into that. But again, that was a lot of value. That was really beautiful, and I'm honored to be able to have helped facilitate that process, that journey for you, for us. So all right, so you guys feel like you're glowing? You guys feel like you're ignited? Can you guys like just visualize you, like your chakras, just see them in your mind's eye, like it's awesome. So Josh is saying, wow, I cried when we hugged, brother. You are amazing. Josh, thanks, man. Melissa, renewed and refreshed. Wow, awesome. Arita, namaste fam, glowing now, delicious, she says. I like that. I like when a meditation is called delicious. That's awesome. Thank you, Sebastian, as well. Arita, thank you, darling. Whew. That was a good one, man. That was a lot of work. That was like, seriously, like that was like basically just like that was like 3 hours long, man. That's basically like a psychedelic experience. So Arita, wow, activated and ready to go. So yeah, thank you guys. Again, any other comments, I'll read those on air over the next few moments. Yeah, I think that was really powerful. Just the idea of like having a conversation with our chakras, releasing shame, understanding like the potential of what a balanced chakra looks like. I think it's like, that's simple, right? But it just takes time. It takes time, but time is love. So the more time you give it, the more love you give it in a lot of ways. So awesome, guys, girls, everyone. I'll take a few more moments to just hang out with you guys here. I'll jump over to the team Discord chat afterwards. Tears of pure joy, says Arita Gold. Awesome. Wow. So happy for you guys that you got to experience this. Again, please feel free to share this broadcast with your friends. Like there's like, seriously, what we just did there, that's valuable, man. That's so valuable. So now like our job as a team, help share it with other people. Let others know about it, right? Give it as like a one-to-one thing with your friend. Just be like, hey, check out this meditation when you get a chance. It's long, but it's powerful and it'll be worth it. So Sebastian, I opened my eyes during the meditation. The walls were breathing. Sebastian, that's totally cool. You're allowed to do what your body feels it needs to do. Yeah, I can imagine, man. I can imagine. So again, at this point, get some water, get some food into you, relax, get to sleep. Do not go driving, you know, get some fresh air if you need to, just go for a little walk if you want to. Megan says thank you as well. Thank you, Megan. So awesome. So again, guys, girls, everyone, shifters, as we get ready to wrap up this broadcast, just want to be able to again remind you that you are invited to the team Discord chat. Connect there as a team. We got lots more going on in the community. It's constantly evolving, it's constantly growing, thanks to your participation. And of course you can find that at tinyurl.com/paradigm shift chat. Links in the YouTube info. If you need any, you can message me there individually as well. And of course, reminding you that you can contribute to support future broadcasts by signing up for the team Patreon. And again, that's at patreon.com/Brendan Culleton, by adding a monthly micro donation so that we can continue to provide these awesome value to this community, like so much value. Like again, like that broadcast, like that was, dude, like that was worth like thousands of dollars right there, like straight up. And I hope you guys feel that, right? Like, I'll just ask you guys, it's just kind of a funny question. How much would you have paid for that? If it wasn't just already available, how much do you feel you would have paid for that experience that we just created together? So not even just me, but how much would you have just paid for it, right? So I'm just curious. Melissa says, many moments of tears, so powerful and healing. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you. Josh, the light within, says, I had forgotten how much power the chakras hold. So amazing. I am in awe right now. I will be listening to this again. Dude, awesome. Sebastian, literally psychedelic, he says. Awesome. Yeah, again, this is a meditation where you can go back and listen to this again. Or again, you can just kind of replicate this practice within your own. So, awesome. All right, well, I'm looking forward to future broadcasts. Again, if you guys want to, guys, girls, if you shifters want to contribute individual donations, then you can do that at paypal.me/Brendan Culleton. That's always appreciated as well. Monthly donations through the Patreon is just one option. And of course, you can also support by getting items at thequestitemshop.com. And yeah, Josh says priceless. Kind of, that, I guess that counts. That counts too, Josh. Priceless. All right. Well, I'm glad you guys appreciate it. I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you guys creating this, and I appreciate you guys continuing to carry the shift with you. So 20 people still tuned in. I'm super satisfied with what we accomplished here tonight. And yeah, for those of you on Facebook, make sure you subscribe at youtube.com/skullbabylon. And again, Paradigm Shift Radio on iTunes or live.paradigmshiftcentral.com, where you can find the YouTubes and the MP3s. And again, be sure to smash that like button on YouTube when you get a chance, and share this with your friends. Sebastian says, I easily would have paid several $100s, considering I've spent equivalent amounts of money for fewer results. There you go, Sebastian, dropping some truth bombs there. Thank you, dude. And again, I'm not like asking you guys that just to like brag or anything. I'm doing that so we can really understand the value of what it is that we are creating here as a community, and then share this with your friends. Again, you know, powerful stuff. Awesome. All right. Well, with that said, we are ready to wrap this up. Any final comments, drop those right now. I just want to thank you so much for being here. Thank you for showing up. This was a very deep and personal practice, this journey that we went on together. Sending lots of love to you, to your younger self, to your future self, to your higher self, to your guides, to your ancestors, to all of us. So awesome, awesome, awesome. And yeah, let's keep, you know, this doesn't end here, so let's keep integrating this into our everyday lives. Let's embody this. And yeah, I'll see you guys over on the team Discord, and we'll connect a little bit further. And mission accomplished once again. So thank you so much, everyone. Proud of you, proud of us. Round of applause. Great journey, great journey. Let's continue to share these vibes with more people. So let your friends know that Paradigm Shift Central exists. Join us again Thursday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, for our team roundtables, and again, regular Sunday meditations, Sunday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for some more sacred ceremony as community. So with that said, I love you guys, and bringing up the outro music right now. Whew. Oh man, all right, I'm ready to bed. I'm ready to go to bed. I'm ready to go kick some butt. I'm ready to go shift some paradigms. You guys ready? All right, until next time, as always, much love, peace, and wholeness. Keep it shifty, and I'll see you guys in the future. Keep those chakras spinning, boys and girls. All right, I love you guys. Guys, girls, everyone's shifters. See you in the live chat. See you in the Discord.